The UK housing market, what does it look like? Well, here is an insight from the Halifax as they produced a house price index report. So let's look at those details. Hi everyone, my name is Simon Mishevich, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Halifax House Price Index report that has recently been released. Let's go through some of the finer details. Before we do, I wanted to look at the ONS, the Office of National Statistics, where they said that there was always a lag between what the Halifax will write and Nationwide and Rightmove compared to what the Office of National Statistics will release. But they are showing that the October house price was 296,422, which is kind of still going up compared to previous months. So what is it really saying about going forwards? Well, Halifax have got a different picture. They're saying now the house price is 281,000. Bear in mind that we said it's 296,000. So they've got a different house price, and that's because they think it's now falling. The monthly change is minus 1.5%, which is quite substantial when you think about house prices, especially at this value. If you talk about 20, 30,000 pounds worth of falling prices, that's a good salary of anyone really, and that's going to be likely to change. Quarterly change is 2.5%, and then annual change is plus 2%. That annual change is really a red herring now, because we know we are seeing a decline in house prices. But what do you think? What are you seeing in your area? Are you seeing this downward trend? What the Halifax is showing as well? Please do drop in your comments. It'd be really great to get that debate going. So the Halifax said average house price fell by 1.5%, as we said, versus 2.4% in November. Annual house growth dropped to 2% from 4.6%. So that's obviously now eroding any gains that have had. That 2% likely will now go into negative numbers next month. Typically, UK house price now is 281,272, down from 425, sorry. And again, don't forget that it's gone down from what the Office of National Statistics said in October. Please note, if you are looking for a mortgage, please use the QR code here, and it's also going to be in the video description box below as well. So if you need tax advice, make sure that you contact us. You're again using the QR code as you want to, and if you want to identify more details, then check out the video description. So as this graph shows from the Halifax, that there is a definite downward trend, isn't there, in terms of what's going on. There is an interesting pickup from the monthly change to say that it's actually going away from that minus 2% into December. But overall, I think we all agree that house prices are going down. Where do you think house prices will go down ultimately? Do you think it will be the minus 5% range? Do you think it'd be minus 10? Do you think it'd be even more? Your thoughts and considerations, please, in the comments box below. The Halifax continues to say the fall in December was lower than the monthly decline of 2.4% recorded in November. So they're saying it's not so much of an impact, even taking into account season slowdown driven by the festive period. The housing market was a mixed picture in 2022. So this is really now looking at the overall calendar year. We saw rapid house price growth during the first 6 months, followed by a plateau in the summer before prices began to fall from September. As the impact of cost of living pressures, coupled with rising interest rates, rising rates of environment, began to take effect on household finances and demand. Let's not also forget, I kind of slipped in the words interest rate there when they weren't in the report, so I apologize for that. But interest rate does obviously have an impact and will have a bearing on house prices. Average house prices, if you can see there what the house price says, that they think that the numbers will go back to April. You can see there currently we are still higher than the December 2021 number, which is the lowest number that's showing on this graph. So it's still got some way to go before we see an annual decline. However, they said, as we enter the 2023, the housing market will continue to be impacted by the wider economic environment, and as buyers and sellers remain cautious, as we would all be. We expect that there will be a reduction in both supply and demand overall. So lots of people are saying that people will have to drop their house prices. But that's assuming that people will actually want to sell their properties. And then the counter argument is, well, because they are going to be forced to, not everyone. And that's where I think people are getting a bit carried away, saying house prices will drop by 50%. Well, who needs to sell them 50%? They won't be able to pay the mortgage back. So there'll be arrangements with the banks to make sure that debts will be repaid without losing their homes, if that was ever the case. So I can't see that there's going to be this massive drop personally. But again, please do counter any arguments that I share with you with your very own. And let's talk about this respectable and respective debate. With house prices forecast to fall around 8% over the course of the year, it's important to recognise that a drop of 8% would mean the cost of average property returning to April 2021 prices, which still remains significantly above pre-pandemic levels. Okay, so they're saying yes, there is going to be a decline, but it's not overall too pessimistic. But again, tell me what you think.